All right. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Novelty and welcome back to my channel. So usually on Tuesdays I do my new series where I talk about business. Well, I talk about I get letters. I get letters from small business. It's something I just started, so it's not that much, it's not that well established. However, I never had time to really sit down and sort out everything today. So I'm a little bit behind, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Good things are still here in the makings. Instead, I decided to talk about monetization and business because as a small business owner, you want to know what you're getting yourself into, and you want to know how YouTube can help you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to just jump on YouTube just for the sake of jumping on YouTube. Like, me personally, I use YouTube to get my creativity out, show people who I am so everyone could get into my personality, like really get into it. Like, you know what I mean? But not only that, but I want them to know what my business is all about, see my business journey, my creativity, see how I make my products, all that good stuff, because people love that stuff. They love to get in people's business. So I'm trying to let y'all get all into it. Feel me? All right. But that's not just it, because there's so many different ways you can make money. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you can make your funds here on the tube. You can do it through monetization, which is ads, affiliate marketing, promoting your business, all of this good stuff. So I want to talk about some of those stuff today. I did a little research because recently I've lost a lot of watch hours, and that kind of set me in down a rabbit hole. It made me want to actually investigate and look into different type of ways that I could not only establish myself on YouTube, but also I can make my funds, because realistically, not all of us is going to make it to that monetization finish line, within expectation. Sometimes for some people it might take a week. There's some lucky people that come on here and the first day, bam, video goes viral, monetized. Some people take months, some people take years. Regardless, I feel like you have to learn how to prep yourself for the in between. And right now I'm in between. So for those that's, in between, let's get into some stuff. So the first thing I want to mention is your requirement for monetization, because we all know that you need like 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 watch hours, and or your 10 million shorts view, which you need to establish within 90 days. I don't know about y'all, but unless you're like super, super, super popular, or you have like content that just about almost everybody here on YouTube is resonating to, that 10 million, not saying it's not possible, but it's going to take a lot. Now, YouTube pays creators monthly, and that's based on their ad revenue, which is the CMP. And for those that don't know what CMP is, that's ad per mile. So that's how YouTube pays you. So it's normally per thousand views. So make sure you're pushing for 1,000 views, because if your content is under that and you have ads, you're not really gonna be making them. Anywho, all this varies based on what it is that you're putting out there. So if you're doing finance, business, if you have a tech niche, normally the CMP is about $8 to $20 from my research. I don't know, because like I said, I haven't made the monetization, but I'm putting it out there for y'all that need to know. Um, if you're into lifestyle entertainment, that right there is gonna be a lower CMP, which is roughly like $1 to $5. Hey Reds, what's going on? So I don't have my story time today. So what I decided to talk about is YouTube monetization and business. So I gotta look at one, two little things that I researched and took notes on. So that's what I'm talking about right now. So if you want to look at 2 cents, the link is there for anybody else coming in as well, for anybody else that wants to come up here and join. Add in your 2 cents. Or if I say something that is not factual and you feel like you know better, come up and correct me, you know? Here listening while getting my son ready. I know the routine. I got it. Yes. Thank you for coming. Oh, and I might not be on for too long today, just to let you guys know. Like, for some reason, today was extra short, and I should have been prepped for this, but I wasn't. I was not prepped for this, and time run by. Time run by, but who knows? Because everything happens for a reason, you know? Today wasn't story time day. So I'm assuming that maybe somewhere out there in the miniverse, on these YouTube streets, somebody needs to know about monetization and business, and that's how, you know. So let me work with it and continue. Okay, so here's some tips I got. So you want to focus on longer videos, which is more than 8+ minutes, because the more it opens up more ad slots, right? So remember, 8+ minutes. Anything under, it's gonna bring your income down. And always remember to keep your content friendly. Keep it friendly because you want those advertisers to pick up on you and be like, yes, I want to advertise on this person's channel. I like the content they're giving. I can use this. I can work with this. Like, you know what I mean? If you're swearing and it's controversial, you're going to lose out on some money. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Let's go into, oh, and let's talk about some channel memberships, okay? Mind you, I have this written down, so I'm gonna be a little bit all over the place, but don't mind me. Okay, so as for channel memberships, we know that this is something that's gonna be available to everybody once they're monetized and eligible, because getting that monetization button where it's like, oh, congratulations, you qualify for monetization doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be monetized. So once you're eligible and boom bam, everything just got through and you don't say, yeah, I need that. Start looking into it. Look into your membership and whatever the case is. I do know from research that there's 3 tiers of monetization, and I know within those 3 tiers, YouTube gives you a suggestion on what it is that you should be putting that, like, well, not what it is, the price, your pricing. They give you suggested price for each tier. For somebody that's not monetized, I feel the best thing for you to do, because oftentimes when people do get monetized, what I've seen so far is they get monetized and it's like, should I open up membership? Because I don't know what it is that I want to put out there. What am I going to put in here? Like, you know what I mean? So beforehand, start thinking about what it is that you have to offer and what it is that you want to offer. Like, you know what I mean? More than what it is that you're offering right now. So if you know, say you're doing, love the shirt design. Thank you. This, I did this design back in January. I think I took the video down, but I did this design back in January. I actually did it on my blog because I wanted a consistent a consistent representation, like, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, let me create a shirt. I don't know why I created it and I haven't been wearing it on the live. So this morning I woke up and I'm like, come on now, what you get with the program, girl? Get with the program. Put time to look a shirt. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For those coming in, please feel free to like. Good afternoon, Pretty. Pretty says, good afternoon, Queen and chat. Red says, I love the color combo. Yeah, this is my brand combo. This is my, give me my brand combo. This is the colors for my brand. Very nice, right? Thank you, thank you. I know, I actually like, I'm in love with the shirt. I'm so in love with the shirt. I'm so in love with the shirt. And the back has like a whole big design on the back of it. I love the shirt as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my favorite shirt. So we're talking about monetization and business and membership right now. We've reached like channel membership. So I was just telling everybody that in my humble opinion, I feel like it's always a good idea. Pretty says, "Hey, Mr. Red's room." I feel I don't. I'm saying it's always a good idea to make sure, like beforehand, like before you hit that big old button, before it appears to you, like it's always good to sit down and think about the things that you want to offer in terms of your channel. So if you're doing business, you might want to do things that, you don't want to put out there for everybody just like that. Like for instance, like if you have like a vendor, because a lot of people are out here, selling vendor lists. But for you as a small business, instead of selling your vendor list, I don't know, it's just a thought, you can add that as part of your tier. So maybe like for your tier two or your tier three, you'll be like, okay, well, if you subscribe to my tier three for $30, let's just say, then you know that you'll be getting a vendor list. So be part of what you're offering. For your tier two, you could do something like I don't know, 50% off on whatever you're selling. You could show people how to make certain things that you're not really putting out. You know what I mean? Like it's always good to hold some stuff back, but then you could add that into your subscription. And you could also do member only lives and some exclusive behind the scenes. You could do some digital downloads. So those are just some ideas. Hello, Gail. Thanks for coming in. And thank you for liking. Thank you, everybody that's here for liking. So we're talking about monetization in business. So for everybody that's in here, what difficulties have you guys had so far in terms of like getting monetized, or once you're monetized, what was one thing or what's one challenge that you guys are having right now? Hey Sophie, thank you for coming in. Please hit that like button as you guys come in, please, and thank you for everybody else that has been hitting the like button. Today we're talking about business and monetization. Maybe I should wait a little bit further before I talk so I don't have to keep repeating. Thank you for coming in. I was supposed to do my story time today. It's what I started to do on Tuesdays. However, time was running and time went past me. I didn't get a chance to sort all that out because I have to sort through my emails and sort through it and add it to my notes and all this extra stuff. I didn't get to do all of that. So I don't know. I came up with something today because I had some issues of losing watch hours, and it kind of had me looking into like monetization, different ways to go about it, what else you can do to make money, to make M's on here on the tube, and all these type of things. So that's why I came up with this topic. Um, I just asked what are some difficulties that you guys might be having in terms of like getting to monetization, or what are difficulties you guys had after monetization. So Gail said dealing with WH hours, 4,000 is not easy. It's not. Trust me, it's really not. But one thing that I started doing, Gail, in order to help me out is this. Like I'm going on live streams, which I never thought I would be doing, especially so frequently. I've been going on live streams and I realized that has been helping out a lot. I also make sure I always do long form videos, but it's so hard to get your long form videos out. Like, you know what I mean? But the other thing that's been helping, sometimes I hit a good video. Like, for instance, the one that I had with the frame, that one was 3.1K views. And honestly, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it or add on to it, but that was one of my best videos ever. Like that one video right there got me over 200 WHs. I was so surprised. And that's one of the reasons why I also start getting into doing more graphics and more Canva tutorials. I'm like, wow, people like this. Let me get into it. But also that was a trend that I was doing because at that point in time, everybody was doing the they not like us trend. Y'all remember that? Shit, it wasn't that long ago, right? I'm telling you, it, oh my goodness. Honestly, I feel like had that video been pushed out even further and had it not stopped at the 3.1K, that might have been my monetization right there. Might have been. Like, you know what I mean? And ever since then, like my other ones, like I'll get like 20 WHs here, 30 WH there, here and there. For the most part now, it's like 4.5 or 5 point something, in that range. But yeah, like that's another reason too why nowadays I'm telling you, I push out content. I no longer care if it's like well polished or whatever the case is. Like, and I be messing up a lot in terms of my content because sometimes like I go through it when I'm doing my content, my editing and whatever. Sometimes I edit a whole video and the video just disappears. Finito, magic, gone. And that used to get me so upset. I remember when I first came on, I used to complain about that all the time when I come on here. Like not on my live, but when I'm doing like my videos, my vlogs, I used to always talk about that and be like, I'm so fed up. Like I'll be fed up for real, for real. But it kind of gave me a boost. Like, you know what I mean? Because I started to realize that anything's anything, and you don't want to disregard anything because you don't know what is going to be that one piece of content that gives you that little extra boost. And not only did it give me 200 WH, but majority of my subscribers also came from that one video. Could you imagine? When I post that video, I only had 75 subs because I started back in I think September or October. I started like really picking back up on YouTube and posting because before that I haven't posted in like 5 years. I think 4 or 5 years. I haven't posted anything, and that was the one video I ended up posting. After I think it was like several posts after I posted that one, and I was like, I was surprised. I was surprised, and right after I posted, I was like, bam, 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 bam. Like by the end of the month, like I think I gained like 300 subs. And I honestly thought that was my time to shine. I was like, yes, honey, we got it now. We got this a lot. But you know, come some months later, girl still working on it. But yeah, um, hold on a second. I don't know. I think okay. I thought my what do you call it? I thought my thing froze. Gail says, how long have you been on YouTube? With all honesty, I've been on. I started my YouTube journey from 5 years ago. My channel was created like 13 years ago. Like I had my channel for a very long time, but I've never used YouTube to be honest. I don't come on. I never came on here. I never watched no YouTube videos. Nothing. And back those days, like many people were on here, and many people weren't doing too much of anything. It was normally like when they were doing the vines. I think that's what it was called. When people were just doing the silliest things to get views, like they were jumping off of this and jumping off of that and all this extra stuff to get views. So I wasn't into all of that. I wasn't into all of that. So because of that, like I never really came on here. But when I started my business in 2019, I was looking for different ways to push out my content and really get out there. And YouTube was one of those places. So I jumped on. However, it didn't last for too long because I think for the first year, I posted not every day. I think I posted like 4 times for the month for a year. I don't even know if I made it to a year, either a year or 6 months. I don't want to tell y'all no lie, but it was something of that nature. And I was posting, 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 showing my little personality, going to look us up. I was doing some try on hauls. I was sitting and showing you guys how to create things. I was doing a lot of different things. And I think I was starting to get into it. But I got into the fact, like, well, I got held down with the fact that, like, I wasn't getting any views. Like, with all the work I was putting in and stuff like that, I was only getting like 4 or 5 views at the time. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm still gonna push. But honestly, after a year of pushing and only getting 4 or 5 views, it does something to a girl. And I was just like, yeah, forget it. This ain't for me. Over here ain't pushing nothing. So I left and went to Instagram, and then I ended up coming back on here last September or October, one of the two. I ended up coming back, and I told myself, because I seen ever since 2019 when I came, YouTube have came such a long way in terms of content, content creation, small business owners, like so many different, venues and all type of things. And I was just like, you know what, let me tap in. And especially back then in September, October, I don't know if it was just me, but it's like people were getting monetized like bam, 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 bam. It's like somebody started a channel today and they're monetized tomorrow. And I was like, wait, a minute, hold up. Weird. After all this time, when I was only getting 5 views, you're telling me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it a thing, and I'm going to get back on here, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to stick to it. And that's what I did. I came and I stuck to it, and I started to post frequently. I was posting daily. I was doing my tutorials. I was doing vlogs, and I started to figure out different ways to push my stuff out. And I started doing cinematic vlogs because there are 3 Canadian, which I'm not even gonna get all into that because it's gonna be a long story, but there were 3 Canadians that I started to follow. Megan, she does vlogs, but she also does like from a cinematic type of view. The only thing is, it's not like her actual everyday thing, if you know what I mean. She was basically making movies. And the way she was doing her thing, I was like, hmm, this is giving me some life. This is giving me some ideas for some content. And then there's another Canadian YouTuber. His name is I don't know how to say. I think it's Trevon. Chevon. His name is Chevon. I don't remember what the last name is on his channel, but his name is Chevon, and he started off being tech. He's from Jamaica, and he was doing tech gear and stuff like that. But now he does vlogs and he shows like his day and his process and stuff like that. And the way how he does it, like it always has me captivated. Always. And I was like, you know what? These people are inspiring me. Let me go ahead and just add this into my content. And it was doing good, like for me at least. But I realized that people on my channel, they're not really into that. And it was more serving people that was like, the few people I was watching that was like just recreating what I was doing. Like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't really serving me. So I was like, okay, but let's go back to the drawing boards and think something else. Bye, girl. I'll see you soon. Bye later, Gail. Thank you for coming. Yeah, it was something that, you know what I mean? I slowly got into and whatever the case is, but slowly moved on out of it. And now here I am again, analyzing my channel and trying to figure out like what exactly is it that I want to do now with my channel. But I found what I want to be doing. So now I'm more into the creative venture where I just want to be showing my products. So that's another thing too. Like even though I have these Tuesday ones, because these are my initial babies, this is where I started with the vlog. So even though I have my Tuesday vlogs where I'm gonna be doing my story times and here and there I might do stuff like this, or just sit down and chat. I feel like the other vlogs are gonna be like my pop-up vlogs. So I don't have time for those. I'm just gonna be popping up here and there. But those vlogs are gonna always be just my creativity. It's gonna be me doing my t-shirts, doing my earrings, my jewelry, my bracelets, stuff like that, because I want to push more of my creativity out there. So let's get into that. Okay, let me see what else of this I have written down here. Hmm. Another way to make money off of here is affiliate marketing. I don't know if you guys are into that. Like, tap into it. I honestly, I've kind of been sleeping on it myself. which I shouldn't because I actually do. I am a part of a few affiliate marketing. I just haven't been providing the link and been pushing it out. I don't know why. I've been sleeping on a lot of things. But if you guys are looking for ways to make, and you don't have to be monetized to get into affiliate marketing, you really don't. Because I'm a part of my vidIQ. That's what I use in terms of my channel nowadays to kind of help me to figure out what I'm doing right and wrong. So if you guys haven't heard about vidIQ, y'all go ahead and look into that. When this is finished, I'm gonna add the link so y'all could click on that and join if you like. You get, I do believe with the affiliate link that I have, you guys get a low percentage off and get a cheaper price rate. Sophie says, same here. I do affiliate marketing with Amazon. Exactly. Yes, and that's another one too. Amazon. Amazon is a big one. Amazon's a big one. I love me some Amazon because there's so many things too you could do with Amazon, not just affiliate marketing. If you guys know how to create like journals or like certain type of products using Canva, you can use anything you want. Actually, I just I love me some Canva, but I use Canva because I actually have some notepads that I have on Amazon that I created via Canva. That's another way too to make your little money. And Amazon is such of a big platform. It's such a big platform. The only thing I realized with that is you really have to push your own content in the beginning because although there's billions of people shopping on Amazon, that little product you put in, like it doesn't really have any ratings, no nothing. So Amazon's not really pushing it out like that. So you gotta be pushing and putting the link and letting people know, like, hey, I created this, I created that. Go on Amazon, here's the link, and go and get into it. Because I've created some journals, and from time to time, you guys will see because it's the journals I'll always be writing in. I don't have. I'm downstairs right now. I choose to do everything downstairs, so I don't have any. But from time to time, I will show. I think I do actually have a shorts or a video or something from way back when that I added the link to and that I showed. Or no, wait, I think that might have been on my Facebook. I don't remember. See, that goes to show that I haven't been pushing it out like how I should. But I make sure that I always use it just in case somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, girl, I love that notebook. Where did you get it?" But yeah, I've done journals and I've done coloring books. I've done coloring books. Okay, let's see what else there is here. Ooh, and sponsorship brand deals. Um, if you get really big, if your channel is really really big, you guys could always do like brand shout outs or content creator shout outs. That's another thing. Or if you have like, I feel like if you have really good interaction on your channel, because you don't always need like 10,000 followers or 10,000 subscribers or whatever to do these things. I feel like if you have like a good amount of communication with your subscribers, you can do this. You can offer like brand shout outs, or you can do reviews of people's products. So yeah, there's that. And be mindful also of the niches that you guys are going into. I said it a little bit earlier when I first started, but your niche depends on how you're getting paid here on the tube. So do your research. Do your research. Finances and stuff in that matter gets paid a whole lot more than lifestyle vlogs. And let me see what else I have here. I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about with that. That's all I want to talk about with that. I just want to highlight that because I didn't do my regular stories. I want to highlight that for you guys. But anyway, what's going on? How y'all doing today? I don't even think I asked all that. I just kind of started talking and got on topic. How's it going today? How's everybody going with their channels and how is your content coming along? I low key slow down on content, even though I shouldn't because that's how we here, but I'm pushing out my live streams. I'm very proud of myself. The past few days, I pushed out a good amount of my live streams. Um, I went on a few times back to back, all in the morning time, and I didn't get like a whole bunch of views, but I got a good, it was a good amount of views for me. Red says, good. Your day is good, or are you saying good that I've been pushing out my live stream? I know you're getting your son together and stuff like that. And has everybody in here found like what niche they're like? Have you guys like really set into a niche? Like, do you guys have a niche, or are you guys still not about that niche thing? Oh, Red says good for you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm over here pushing. So I'm not gonna give up. My next pop up live, I'm thinking of doing some t-shirt designs. It's gonna be vinyl. It's gonna be some vinyl designs. I ordered some new beads and all that good stuff because the ones I have, well, you guys see, well, whoever's with me on the live and stuff, and then who watch my replay see, like that string is always breaking and stuff. So I'm testing out. I ordered some more to test out. So definitely I'll be doing a lot of those on the live. Sophie says I have to do more live streams. Right now, I've only done them on Saturday mornings when I walk. Yeah, take your time. Honestly, what I've realized is it's best to, especially when you're trying to go for consistency, it's best to do what you can when you can. And if that is what you can do at the moment is Saturdays or whatever the case is, for now, just do just that. Because the last thing you want to do is, people get settled in, like you're doing your little 1, 2, on Saturday, and then you start going even harder and you start making live Monday to Sunday, and then the next week you realize like, oh shoot, I can't do Monday to Sunday. I have to do like 4 times today. And then the next week it's like only 2 times today, and whatever the case is. Because people, they start to build up like a momentum, and they start to feel like, oh man, like if this person is not pushing out, I'm leaving. Because I've noticed that when I was pushing out my videos, people were staying longer. But now that I only make like a one video, long form video here and there, and I try to do my live streams, like I guess people don't really fancy the live streams as much. I don't know. I thought they would, but they don't. It doesn't really matter. It's cool. We're trying to make new friends, but I feel like a lot of people are coming and going. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not doing as much videos. But it's more so because like right now I want to change everything over. Like I want to stick to certain things. And right now the certain things to me is like my t-shirts and my beads and my local jewelry making and stuff like that. I can't do sublimation any longer because I said this from like a few videos about my sublimation broke. My sublimation machine broke, and I don't see myself getting a new one anytime soon. So until I do, I won't be doing that. But I'm gonna be doing some more vinyl. I feel like I need to get back into doing vinyl. Sophie says my channel is slowly growing. I'm getting excited about getting close to 500 subs. As you should. Still need 109, but closer than I've ever been. And that's really, really good. That's really good. That's really, really good. I can't wait for you to hit that 500. Honestly, when I hit that, it's so funny because when I first started back in October, I actually the time frame I had given myself to get 1,000 subscribers was 3 years. It was 3 years, and because I see like so many people that's been here for, I've seen people that's been here for like 10 years, and they're consistent and they're posting and they're stuck on like 200 or 300 subs. Like, you know what I mean? And I've seen people that have their 300 subs and their 400 or 4K. You're welcome, Sophie. And they're not monetized as yet. So because of that, I was like, you know what, girl? Novelty, be a little realistic here, girl. Be realistic. Okay? We ain't gonna strive for no year for no monetization. We gonna push for a 3 year, for monetization and to get my 1,000K. Um, Surprisingly, though, I still know it might take a little time, but who knows? Like if I keep pushing out and stuff like that, maybe by January I can hit the milestone I'm trying to hit. If not, it's okay because it's not my time. It's not my timeline. It'll be nice. But as for like subs, like I'm actually surprised because the fact that I'm at 6K, almost just a few away from 7K. I'm like, and the other day, like I got to 98 and I was like, I wasn't too excited, but I was excited, like, you know what I mean? And then like two people dropped and I was like, darn, like let a girl live. So he says, I hope to be monetized by the time I retire from my job at the end of 20. You know what? I think you can. And the fact that your channel is growing right now and, at such a substantial rate, I feel like you most definitely will establish that and accomplish it by next year. Plus, as we go and we start to grow and stuff more, we're gonna come up with brand new ideas and stuff like that, which you never know, because one of those ideas might be your golden goose and it's gonna give birth to your subscription going to the thousand. I know that feeling. Yeah. But trust me, sometimes you get so look disappointed because when you see like you're so close and it's like, why? Why couldn't you just? And it's funny because for some reason, and I noticed this, I don't know if somebody's doing it intentionally or what, but I feel like as soon as I get to like the next milestone, like for instance, when I was at 300 and like 95, right? For some reason, there's always like two or three people that subscribe, and you're like, I'm almost there. And then like next couple of days they unsubscribe. And then like three more subscribe again. And it'll be like that until like I finally find the five to bring me. But it's like every time I get there, like right now, I've been bouncing between 96 and 98 for the past like week. But I don't like I'm not stressed over it because I know I'm gonna get to that 700. I know. And the more I push out and the more I go lives and whatever, because the live's been doing good. Like the last live I did, I gained like one sub. It might not be a lot to people, but it's a lot to me because I could have gained none. Like you know what I mean? And the first live I did, I think I gained like 7 subs and stuff like that. And I'm gaining. I'm like, okay, slowly but surely. So definitely you'll get there. Definitely. Do some split lives. So if you do some split lives and get into, introducing yourself to other people's community and stuff like that, and that helps out a lot too. Red said the lives are the quickest way to gain win. Facts. Sophie says I gained 2 from my live on Saturday and I was so excited. You see? Yes. Do some split lives because when I first did, when I first came and I was Reds found me and he was there doing his thing and I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go over and see what his channel is about, whatever. And I remember there was a day and this is something he's always been doing. I don't know if he was doing it before me. I'm assuming he was, and it's something he's still doing. But he does his split lives, and he always opens it up, and he's like, come on up and feel free to come and chit chat, introduce your channel. So on his channel he allows you to come on. Let me slow down. I'm getting a little too quick. So on his channel he allows you to come on up on his split live and actually introduce your channel, talk about your channel, talk about yourself, tell the people a little one two about you. And that also helped me to gain, like, you know what I mean, people that actually enjoy my content and also build up on a community. Like, you know what I mean? Red line of one with things. So get on it. And right now I'm trying to find like a creative community so I could do some split live with them. I remember Mr. Stick to It the other day. Matter of fact, I think it was like yesterday or the other day. On his live, he was saying something that I said like some lives down because I've been saying I want to go on creative content. Like I want to join like a creative community and do split live with them where we're side by side doing our craft and stuff like that. And he mentioned that. So I'm like, look at God. Sophie says I got 10% of the 4,000 WH now. Long way to go though. How much percentage I got? I don't know how much percentage I got, but I still have a long way to go. I think I was saying this. I reached over 1,000 WH. I was at like 1,040. And yesterday, when I went on to check something out, I realized I was at 940. But it was so weird because by the end of the day, when I was talking about it, I got back up to 945 and now it's at 946. So I don't know if it was a glitch or if I just lost those. But yeah, it's a setback, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna be pushing. I'm still gonna be pushing, but I really and truly want to get back into. Well, not back into, but I want to get into like doing side by side with like creative content creators and stuff like that. But definitely do some split lives because sometimes it's really nice when you're up here and you have somebody side by side sitting there talking to you and stuff like that. And YouTube does not reward people that come on your split channel. I've learned that from doing my research and stuff like that. They don't get the WH from being on your split watch hours. I mean, sorry, your split live. I didn't mean to say that. They don't get the WH from that. Only you get it because remember it's on your channel. It's not able to be shared on theirs. But if you're using something that like what do you call it? StreamYard or one of those type of things, then they get the WH as well. So that might be something you want to look into. Joining people's live stream that is a part of like sorry, joining people's lives that have like live streams in which allows you to be able to also stream to your channel. So it could also build up your WH. Or if you're gonna go on somebody's your split live, you could always be like, hey, I'll come on your split live today, you come on mine tomorrow type of thing. And you guys help each other out. Like you know what I mean? Help each other out. That's very helpful. I'll look into it. Yeah, you should. You should. That's why like now when I do my lives, I've learned from Reds and I always make sure like I put a link up on my community tab. So I put the link up on my community tab because that's what I see Reds do. So I'm learning as I go from the community. So I see Reds, he puts up the split live on his community tab. So when he's doing his live, he'll tell people like, hey, today this is what's happening. Y'all feel free to come on up. The link is on the community tab, so y'all just shimmy on over there, click it, and come on up type of thing. And it's been working out. I see people doing that all the time, so that's another like little pointer that you can be doing. So I try to mention that too. I tell people like the link is up on the community tab, so if y'all want to join and come on up and chit chats, then do that. So that's another thing that you can do as well. When you're doing your lives or whatever the case is, if you want company, make sure before you start your live, because I think you have to do it before you go on live. You have to share the link because once you already created the live, if you haven't requested to share your live, go live with somebody else. Once you create the live, it's not gonna allow you to do it again. You have to kind of start all over. Like you have to like delete it and create a whole new live. Candy K all day does that too. I actually joined the stage of the source a couple of Sundays ago. See? Yes. Yes. That's a really good way. Did you gain anything from there? Well, either way, I feel like whether you gain some of these or not, you're still gaining when you do split lives because it depends on how far you're like, for instance, like we don't know. Like say I come off and like 10,000 people seeing my live today. Like you know what I mean? If you're on split live, that's 10,000 people that's also going to be hearing about you as well. 10,000 people that could potentially come over to your channel and sub. That's how I look at it. Like, you know what I mean? I did get a few subs. See? Yeah. So that's how I look at it. Feel free to jump on up. It's just, I don't feel like so far I haven't really seen many people that say, hey, come on up on the split live and introduce yourself or come join me or whatever the case is. I see Red's community. The people in the community does it often. um some people don't do the split lives, but they will shout you out, like shout out your channel and say, hey, go over to Sophie, 60 plus and Sophie's channel and go and see what she's saying and, see if her content is for you and, y'all link up type of thing. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I'm just trying to build more. I'm hoping. My hope is I'm hoping that I can build a creative community at least by next year. Like if I could do it by like December, it would be so amazing because Vlogmas is coming up and it'll be so nice to have like a split live doing doing a vlog every day with your Christmas creativity and stuff like that. That's one thing I aspire to do. I most definitely do. And you do crafts as well, Sophie. You should come on up one day. Come on up on the live and we could do a split live and you could do some crafts and stuff like that. Or even like your baking. If you find like a community where like, people bake and stuff like that, because I realize here on the tube, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm one of them. I love me a cooking channel. I love me people that's making some food. My belly's so long. I love me a channel where people are cooking food and stuff like that. So I love going on and trying to like, recreate these things in my kitchen on my spare time and stuff like that. Sounds good to me. Yes. Come on up. When I first started, before I started going live, it was one thing that I used to say in my videos. Like I used to always say like, come on up and when I start like, I want to start going live, then come on up and join me for all the creatives and stuff like that. So we could do split lives and whatever, but I haven't found anybody to do it yet. I haven't, but I know when it does, it's gonna be big. I'm trying to hide my. I realized today after cleaning that I lost two fingernails, so I'm trying to hide it. But yeah, that's one thing I really, really want to do. Like I really, really want to do that, and I feel like it'll also help like to get you to push to come on live more because when you're coming on live with somebody, yeah, it will be big. When you're coming on live and you have somebody, it gives you that boost, and I don't know, it kind of boosts up my energy. Like I feel like it boosts up the energy. Like you know what I mean? And if one person don't have nothing to say, the must have something to say. And even if you guys don't talk, like you know what I mean, you put a little music in the background and do you look at crafts and stuff? Because I scroll down past a lot of like is that creativepreneurs. I don't know what to call them, but people that do a lot of different crafts and stuff like that on their channel, and they go on their lives, and the view is really good. The view is really good, and people are really into that. Today, I seen a female, well, I don't know, a person, because they didn't show who they were, but I saw a person. They were drawing. They were drawing eyes, actually, different shapes and different styles of eyes. And that person had like 1 point something K likes and like a good amount of people in there. So I'm like, definitely. I know if I do my crafts, people will definitely draw in. My problem though with that is I can't craft and talk at the same time. It's like my biggest thing. Like it's so hard for me to craft and talk because I get so like into my crafting and it becomes like my main focus. And all I want to do is just focus on my crafts. And when I talk, I tend to mess up a lot. Like I lose focus. I don't know if it's my age or what, but I find these things happen like the older I get. Like once upon a time in my younger days, I could focus on multiple things at once. Matter of fact, it was a must. I had to. If I was studying, I had to have music. I had to be doing this and doing that. But now I have to focus on one thing. I have to focus on one thing. If I'm crocheting, I need to just focus on the crocheting. And even now, like at home, like sometimes when I'm doing like I'll be washing the dishes and my daughter will come and she'll be talking to me and I find myself like I will stop and I'll be talking to her and she'll be like, Mom, you can't do two things at once? You can't wash the dishes and talk. And I'll just like give her a little look cause girl, please, bye. Are you like that too? Are you unable to like focus on one task at a time? Like or when you're crafting, do you have to like solely just focus on your crafts? Because that's one thing I think about too. I'm like, oh man, how am I going to? retain the audience's interest when I'm crafting? How? And also too, like I realize like I lose audience. Sophie says, yes, I do. Yeah, I lose retention when I'm doing that. But I think it's more so because like I end up just focusing on crafting and I forget to check the comments or whatever. And sometimes when I check, I see people, they like were leaving comments, but by the time I even recognize, they're already gone. They're like long gone. I'm like, oh shoot. You know, I told you when I crochet, I have to count. I'm not able to talk. See, for me, I showed you the little thing last time, right? The little counter that I have. Game changer. Game changer. That's the only reason why I'm able to talk. But I do think that I use it wrong because I don't know if I'm supposed to like string the I don't know how it's supposed to work because there's a like a little um functioning thing inside of it, but I don't know if I'm supposed to put something in that. So as I crochet and as I reach a point, if it's automatically supposed to do it, I don't know how it's supposed to work like that. But yeah, you were talking and crocheting and I was so impressed. I was, but at a slower pace. And most of the time too, I had to stop. I had to stop and like be like, yeah, da, 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 da. But yeah, like but it is something off screen that I try to work on. I try to work on my crochet, my like, talking and crocheting at the same time, or like watching something and crocheting at the same time. I'm trying to work on that, but it doesn't always work out. Because trust me, I was talking to my daughter and crocheting the other day, and at some point in time, I decided to like hold up. I was making a skirt, and I decided to hold up and look at the skirt, just to see my progress and stuff. And I realized I was supposed to, you're supposed to go all the way around. So at one point or another, I end up stopping and going back like this. So one side of the skirt was getting bigger. And I was like, oh man. My dad was like, Mom, stop talking because when you talk, you can't, you mess up a lot. Yeah. So trust me, it's not something I could do all the time. It's not. But I told myself, next year, for next year, behind the scene right now, because I'm not crocheting clothes to sell, but I told myself for next year, I want to crochet my whole entire summer outfit. You have to take it all out. Not all of it, but just because there was just to the point where I end up making it longer, going back and forth, opposed to going around. Because I don't know, in my mind I was going around, but in reality, when I looked, for some reason it was just like this. So I just had to take that part out, at least until I reached the row where I could continue to connect it around. It was so disappointing. I was so sad. I was so sad. But trust me, that happens to me a lot in crafting. Like, I don't know. And for me, like, whenever I'm trying to craft and like record it and stuff, like, I mess up a lot for some reason. I mess up a lot. I think that's why for me, I prefer to just record my process. Like, you know what I mean? I record it and then after I do voiceovers. That works for me a lot. Like I record silently with my little music in the back, and then I do a voiceover and say, okay, yeah, so here I'm da da or whatever the case is. Sophie says that's a lot of crocheting in a whole summer collection. I know, but I don't know. Like I have a visual of type of clothes that I want to wear next year. So I don't know. That's the thing too, because I'm like, am I gonna find time to do all that? That's probably what I'll have to do. Voiceover. Yes, it works. Trust me, voiceover works wonders. I love me a voiceover. And if you set the volume right, people won't be able to tell the difference between, and it depends on what kind of voiceover. Because if you want it to sound like you're in the back, or if you want to sound like a voiceover, you just have to learn how to adjust the volume the right way. When do you plan to start crocheting my outfits? Honey, I already started. I already started, but so far I've only done a skirt. I've only done a skirt, Yeah, I've only done a skirt, but once this skirt is finished, then I'm gonna move on to the next. I think I'm gonna start doing a few skirts first and probably a 1, 2 shorts, but I'm not too sure about the shorts. Maybe I'll turn it into pants or something because I'm not really a shorts type of person. It's so weird. I can wear skirts, but I can't do shorts. So I'm such an odd duck, but that's how it is. But yeah, I want to. I kind of like thought about it the other day because there's this female that I follow. She does crochet. Um, I don't remember what her name is, but she does her big one, and the outfits and stuff that she makes, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And there's another female. Her name is, I remember her name is Bambi. I don't remember if it's Bambi something or just Bambi. She's so pretty. She crochets her clothes and then she does like the try on hauls and stuff like that. And I'm like, that would have been a thing. You have the visual and already started on the garment, so you'll do it, and I can't wait to see it. I definitely do. I definitely do. I definitely do. So I'm making sure. And I'm like, I know I have to start now so I could be ready. The only thing with that is realistically, I'm thinking like, can I really do a whole summer wardrobe realistically? Because I know it's not impossible, but because I still have my crochet bags that I'm doing for my store. So, and those take a while because of all the little details and stuff like that. That takes a minute. So I'm like trying to figure out like, am I gonna be able to work it in like that? So I'm hoping I could do a whole collection, but something will get done. Something gonna get done. Yeah. And I still have like to manage my household and stuff. But I feel as long as it's nothing like complicated and highly detailed, I do think that like if I'm doing like half double crochet for, if that's the style I'm using, I feel like because that goes fast, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I'm doing that, then it's a possibility like I can do a summer wardrobe. I feel like it can get done. Yeah, it could get done. So let's see. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited though. And another thing too, like I'm thinking like, where am I gonna be going with all this clothes? Because I'm such of a homebody. I'm such a homebody. Although this summer I worked outside. I was outside just about almost every day, except for this last month. I've been inside, but for the rest of the summer, I did good being outside. What do you crochet, by the way? I don't know if I asked you that before. Like, what kind of things do you crochet? Oh, and I also want to get into like the making the little stuffed animals and stuff like that, but not the big ones. I just want to make like small keychain ones. That will get you out to show your craft. 100%. 100%. Because when I started my business, I was strictly doing I did jewelry, but I did a lot of clothes. And that's where like on my community tab, like everything I wear on my community tab, I don't know, I think there's like one outfit that is not from my brand, but everything I wear on my community tab is branded. It's from my brand. I've crocheted wraps and throws. Did that take you a long time? Yeah, did that take you a long time? I've seen somebody, I think it was like a post that just popped up and they crocheted a pants. They crocheted a pants and they said it took them a year. I was like, what the heck? What the heck? Like that's crazy. The wraps did not. That's like roughly how long does it take you? And have you ever did like You do like, have you ever done hats or scarves or anything like that? I feel like my hats, my hats are the quickest. No, the big bags when I use like the big needle and the fluffy yarn. Those bags, I probably could do like two of those per day because that goes so quick for me. The throw, I did it for my son when he was in college. It's still unfinished. Honestly, I could get that because I still have a skirt. Oh my gosh, I have a skirt that it's been a year that I've been doing for my daughter. Matter of fact, I think 2 summers have passed. I think it's been more than a year. 2 summers passed. And honestly, the skirt would have been finished from when I first did it, but she wanted the ruffles to be extra fluffy. And that kind of threw me off because I was like, uh, man, this is taking forever. And I kind of end up putting it down. And even up till like every day, every other day, I should say, I pick it up a little bit and I'm like, okay, let me do a little bit more, do a little bit more. Yes, I've done a few hats and scarves. Those are the quickest stuff, right? Hi, Mama. Yeah, you can. It's fine. I'm on live, but they won't mind. How was school today? Mashed potatoes are there. Oh my god, Mom. Did you read my mind? Oh, you I was just gonna come home and make mashed potatoes. Sorry, my daughter just came home. Yeah, I made mashed potatoes. Um, you can warm up the chicken wings. No, I think you really read my mind today, honestly. we were in tune today, right, baby? It's so funny. I was gonna make some rice and some fish today, and I decided last minute before I came on live, I was like, let me make some mashed potatoes and some chicken wings and stuff like that. So that's what I made. I'm telling my daughter she can have. So she's like, "Did you read my mind?" So I told her mashed potatoes there. I'm like, "Can you go on some chicken wings?" She's like, "Mom, you read my mind today." She's like, "That's what." She's like, "I was gonna come home and make mashed potatoes for myself because she doesn't really like rice." Sophie says it's actually big enough for me to just finish the edge and use. It's been, oh my gosh, she's been out of college for 10 years. Oh my goodness. Wait, okay, so I'm not that bad. Well, I hope I don't get that bad. I hope I don't start a project and it lasts me for 10 years. Matter of fact, this is motivating me for when I come off this live, go and finish my daughter's skirt. Because I don't think I want her to finish college and then I'm still here working on the skirts. Oh man, you know what? You could finish it and pass it on to if your son has like children or something, you can pass it on to them. She says, "Yes, do it. I 100% will. I 100% will." When my son was born, he was a premature baby, and there was the I don't like to say elderly. I like to say seasoned, well seasoned aunties, and they made blankets for premature children. So when my son was born, they came and they brought like a bunch of different blankets, and they make you pick out which one you want. I still have that blanket. If my child have children, I'm gonna pass it down. And my daughter's blanket too. Like her, she wasn't a premature or anything, but I bought her a blanket when she was a baby, and I'm holding on to that. It's cool. He doesn't even ask me about it anymore. He said, "I am fed up. I'm sick and tired." He said, He got the message. He got the message. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have asked either. Are you not gonna want chicken wings, Mama? Oh, watcha? You're hungry. My daughter's such a picky eater. She really don't like rice. She really don't. I'm glad I made a look at mashed potato today. But yeah, oh my gosh, my children, my daughter. To be honest, like from I start making that skirt, she did not sing. But I think too, she understands that like for me, I get so busy and stuff like that, and she knows like it'll get finished anytime soon. The only thing with that is like at least when you're making a blanket, you could take 10, 20 years, but when you're making a skirt or an outfit, to take 10 years, would be kind of ridiculous because for the skirts or stuff like that, and only because people gain and they lose weight. Like, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, she gets her big woman body and she no longer could fit in the little skirt. Or she lose weight and can't fit. Hi, poetic. Poetic. Oh my goodness. I was thinking about you today. So I recorded the poem and I was gonna send it this morning, but I deleted it because I don't like I don't like how I sound. I don't like how so this is the oh wait, hold on. So oh let me see if I can make you hear a little bit of it. I record it. I just didn't send it and I'm like, oh and plus the deadline is gone. Hold on 1 second. So let me turn on the volume. And creativity flowing straight on. I'm hustling views like so that's the poem, but I don't like how it's flowing for me. Poetic so Sophie says hi and Sophie says hi poetic. The throw was the school colors. I don't like how I was flowing how it I don't know. I didn't like how the poem was coming by. And honestly, I'm so good at writing poems because I even thought I'm like, can I make? Because I'm there debating. I'm like, can I do like a I'm thinking if I should do like one of those what do you call it? Like the AI videos. Make an AI video and then just voice over the poem and whatever because I felt so awkward doing it. And I think because honestly, like I write a lot of poems, but I was used to just writing the poems and it staying on paper. I think it's like a handful of people that actually heard a poem that I've written over the years. You have to like how it sounds before anybody else likes it. Exactly. And I'm not liking how I'm like giving it off. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Did everybody bring up their poem already and stuff like that? Like, have you started doing everything? Um, the flow card. Oh, wow, wow! I would love to have seen. Next time you do your lives, can we see a little glimpse of it, Sophie, please? Yes, I have started, but you still can send. You should send. Sophie said you should send it. Okay, okay. So what I'm gonna do because I know like I don't want to hold it up or whatever. So I'll probably be on live for like 10 more minutes, 10 minutes, and then I'm going to try to create a video. I think I'm gonna do like a video and do a voiceover or something. I have to try to figure something out very quickly because I don't want to be the setback, you know. So I'm gonna try to figure something out very quickly and do the voiceover because my comfort level when with these type of things is like a voiceover. When it comes to my crafts, I have to do voiceover. I don't know. Poetic, why are you laughing at me? I'm telling you, I have to do like a voiceover or something. I'm trying to come up with something and do a voiceover. I think that will work out so much more better for me because I'm telling you, this is like the fifth recording that I did. The fifth recorded, and I just kept deleting them, deleting them. This one I was actually supposed to delete it, and I think I thought I did, but I realized today I didn't. You're overthinking. That's how I am. I'm such an overthinker when it comes to like my creativity and stuff like that. It's because like I don't know, I always want to give like a really good deliverance. Like you know what I mean? Like I want to deliver it like the way how I hear it up here and then how I hear it up here and how I recite my poem up here. Like trust me, I'd be on stage like up here like doing the damn thing, everybody clapping, crowd going off. But then when I pull up the camera and I record myself, it's like, oh hell no. Delete quick. I said, me too. Want things perfect? Yes. Yes. And I'm such an overthinker, but I'm trying, but I can't. What if you want to read the little poem? I'm like, I'm the same way though. I love encouraging other facts. Facts. I love encouraging other people. I love when other people do it. Like, go on, girl, you can do it. But then when it comes to me, it's a whole different story. Even though someone tells me, oh, it sounds good, but I overthink and be like, nah, I have to do this over. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I remember like the few times I actually read like a poem to like my friends or somebody close, and it's like the first time I read it, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I have to start all over. Or like, well, not even. I like halfway through, and I'm like, wait, I have to start over. It's not starting right, and I keep doing it, and then I'm just like, okay, I can't finish this. I'm gonna send you a voiceover. I'm gonna send you a voice note, and I have to go and recite it and record myself like a few times until I get like the perfect one. I'm like, I bet this is it, and then I send. But look, you're doing lives, you can do it. And it took me a hot minute. It took me a hot minute because honestly, like when I first started doing my lives, like I guess such terrible, like I get so anxious and like my anxiety like kicks in and my voice starts to break out and I start to sound like crazy. I start to sound crazy. And I just kept pushing, pushing, pushing. But honestly, it's because like you guys. Like, you know what I mean? You guys actually made me feel comfortable. And the fact that you guys come and you guys like interact with me and conversate and stuff like that, it builds up like, or not even builds up, it releases the tension. It releases the tension and it builds my confidence for one. And it makes me want to be able to come on and push and just be me. Like, you know what I mean? So, all credibility to you guys. Poetic says, so proud of her. Thank you, Poetic. You were so nervous when you first started. Exactly, you know, because you were there. I was. I was very nervous. You're a natural in front of the camera. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting into it. Even when I used to do my videos, I sound very robotic when I record, and it sounds very scripted, but it's only because like I was very nervous because for a very long time, like, and I think that was because when I first started, I did like a live once, but it never made like, but it's still there. Like it's still in the archive on my YouTube channel. Because I was like, the world's not seeing this. I'm sure people already seen it already, whoever came on at the day, but I was like, nah, I have to hide this because I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. I keep messing up. And it's like, even though like I only see myself, but in my mind, I see like 1,000 people watching me. And that's where the nerves kicks in. So when I have like a handful of people, trust me, I don't complain. I don't complain. But I feel like when I get more people, like when more people comes in and more people start watching me over time, I feel like it's gonna reset. Hopefully not, but that's how I feel. Like it's gonna reset, and I'm gonna be nervous again because now it's like thousands of people talking to me, thousands of people watching me. Sophie says yes, you are. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Poetic. But yeah, thank you. I try. Even though like sometimes like I'm still on that. Oh my, how am I gonna drag this topic? Because again, it's always so easy when it's just you in the room and you make mistakes, you can always delete and start over again. But when you're on live, you can't delete anything, you can't start over. And you make a mistake, you just have to be like, correction, or my bad, or just correct yourself and keep talking like nothing happened. Oh man, it'd be crazy, crazy, crazy. But yes, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I think, yeah, an hour is good for me. Always good for me. I'm gonna be back on like tomorrow or something. With creative stuff though. I think I'm only gonna be doing my talking, like my just rambling and chit chats on Tuesdays. But my pop up lives during the week and on weekends is always gonna be like my creativity, me doing something creative. So tomorrow I'm gonna do some t-shirts. I'm gonna do some t-shirts and I don't know what else I want to do yet, but I think that's where I'm gonna take it tomorrow on my live. I would do some more bracelets, but I've ordered some new string and stuff like that. I've ordered some new string to test out and see if the quality is any better than the one I'm using right now. I'm using Crystal Tack, and I really like that one because I find oftentimes like when I'm tying or whatever, as soon as I finish the end of my project and I'm tying it or whatever, the string always breaks, and I'm just like, not always, but it happened a fair amount of times, and I didn't like that, so I ordered some different brands of string, so I'm gonna test them out and see. But tomorrow I'm gonna do some t-shirts and stuff like that. Get into to make my channel more of the creative aspect and bring in that type of crowd. Poetic, poetic. Remember from months ago, I said, Poetic, come, let's do a side by side. And you said, I'm moving. I done forgot about it. I know you forgot too. But I just remembered I was telling Sophie, I told Sophie that she should join some live because she does creative stuff too. Um she should join some live. So we should do some I'm still on that Poetic, so can we? I want to do some creative split lives and stuff like that where we just on there do creative stuff and whatever the case is. Poetic does some really amazing resin pieces. So you can do some resin pieces. It doesn't always have to be the same thing. It could be one person doing resin, one person doing t-shirts, one person doing crochet or whatever the case is. But we should, because I'm trying to build up a creative community, where creatives could come and do their crafts and everybody cheers them on and whatever. And if you have your local business, it helps to push it out and stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me know. Any, thank you guys for sticking it out with me. I'm gonna leave now because my stomach is talking to me. I'm gonna get something to eat. I didn't eat before I started. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I am going to do my poem ASAP and send it to you. Sophie says, sounds great. Okay. Okay. And Poetic says, yes. All right. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to send you the poem. Not Poetic, they're laughing. I'm going to go work on my poem and send it. Because as I said, it's already done. It's already finished. Yeah, I just have to do the video and do the voiceover. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one because we ain't feeling it. I've enjoyed the live. Have a great evening. Thank you. I got you. All right. Thank you. Bye, guys. Have a good evening.